Sounds about right might be our mantra for this podcast.
Yeah, like a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Because, winners are not guaranteed here. That's for damn sure.
Winners are not grinners. Wait, what? Winners are grinners.
That sounds about right.
Sometimes people who don't win also grin. So hopefully if you listen to this podcast, if you don't find winners, at least you can have a bit of a grin and a chuckle occasionally.
Oh, well, surely we weren't the only ones. Like, who's finding ASAR? Who's doing that?
Who's finding ASAR? Who's finding Knight's Order over 1,600 metres? That track bias in Randwick, mate.
There's a bit on there, isn't there?
Yeah, track bias. Yeah. Sometimes it makes us difficult to...
Maybe we're the mugs.
Perhaps we are. Maybe we need to take that name. Is that copyrighted, Mugs Punting?
Surely
They've copyrighted it.
Like, did you see what they've done?
No.
They basically bought the rights to every single race in Brisbane this weekend.
Actually, I did see that. That's unbelievable banter.
So elite.
Yeah,
So
unbelievable
elite.
banter.
So I can't wait to see the... Oh, maybe it was today. But it was... This is fantastic podcasting. I don't know when it was.
So it's not for this weekend?
No.
Right, okay.
So that was a great story.
Yeah, if you aren't signed up to this podcast yet, please sign up.
Okay. Dinner. Let's talk about dinner. There's some issues that we need to basically talk through here.
Oh, there certainly is. We need to put some venues on notice. One in particular.
Would have thought so.
I've got a blacklist, as you know already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should I run through them?
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, I fucking hate the Hamilton Hotel so much. I feel like a decrepit, backward loser in that TAB section. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It just makes me feel a bit gross. Lacking of atmosphere.
Sticky,
stinky, subpar meals. I don't know. I just feel like that entire TAB corner is sort of like, I wouldn't even use the term barflies, mate, because at least barflies fly around and buzz and create some interest. They're almost like bar slugs. They're just like glued to the tables, and it's like they've been glued there for the last decade, mate. It just gives off terrible vibes. I don't like the Hamilton Hotel. So that's on my blacklist. I refuse to ever punt at the Hamilton Hotel ever again.
Ever.
Never. I would never will.
Never will.
Mate, you should be in the same boat because you had a terrible derby day there.
Oh, yeah. I have no fond memories there.
Yeah.
I have zero.
So, yeah, the Hamilton Hotel is blacklisted. It's officially a venue that we don't want to touch at all. This venue was blacklisted for me, and I think it still is from a punting perspective. And we went there recently, and that's the Waterloo Hotel. And people who know me and know where I live think, for convenience sake, sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
It's essentially a local. I'm surprised you're not haunting that venue every Saturday for a pum in a punt. No.
Well, we cut our teeth there as younger men. We did our apprenticeship there, but as all good apprentices, mate, you spread your wings elsewhere.
You spread your wings and you fly away.
Yeah.
No, we toured away there, and
mostly because the television box there just blows up when it's over 30 degrees. What is happening there?
That's terrible. And you don't have any reception. It's like a black hole for reception, mate.
So you can't even get on your Neds app and watch the races
Exactly, because that's the only way to punt.
It's an outrage.
It's an outrage. So the Waterloo Hotel is blacklisted. And there's a possibility for a third venue to be blacklisted.
Talk about penthouse to shithouse. What's happened?
So a whole group of us and lovely partners decided to venture to the regatta on Saturday night. Riverfire night, might I add. So
Bold choice.
it was, but and this is important to note, Drifters, booked well in advance. 6-7 weeks in advance, something like that.
At least.
So at that stage, you're not really aware of the fact that it's Riverfire, particularly because Riverfire, for people who live outside of Brisbane who are listening, is at the end of September generally, like towards the end of September. So anyway, the regatta was going off like a cut snake. You had AFL finals, rugby league last round. I think there was a couple of rugby union finals. Not that anyone fucking cares about that shit. And then there was obviously a decent day of horse race, so some people were sort of hanging around.
Yeah.
And people were there to, get an eye on the fireworks and what have you. We had a big group and we booked not only the boat shed,
Which is like the
restaurant part where you can get a decent steak and some nice wine.
Some swanky steaks are there.
Yeah, you're not finding a boat shed out onto the bloody Hamilton Hotel or the Waterloo,
God, no. And
you're getting simple pub affair there and subpar, might I add. Actually, the Waterloo's not too bad from a food perspective. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's where it gets past, Mark.
Yeah.
But that's the whole reason why we went to the regatta. Boat shed, we went there for another dinner in last year, and it was outstanding. Everyone's steak was cooked perfectly. The mushy sauce was top tier.
Pepper sauce was great. Had some fantastic bottles of red. We had the private room, so it was just us to ourselves. We could have got up to all sorts of antics, and we did. And then we, booked that again for this occasion on Saturday night.
Yes.
Well, so we thought. So we rock up, booking for 6 o'clock, let's say, in the boat shed, in the private area, going to have it all to ourselves. I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, same. What happened?
Not only had they told us earlier on in the day that we definitely had it.
Yeah.
It was booked obviously so far in advance. When we rock up, this section's already booked.
The fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah. Firstly, what are you talking about? Secondly, who are you talking to? Thirdly, if you keep talking. Fourthly, so you better shut your fucking mouth. And we're like, hang on a second. So we call up and confirm this morning that we definitely have this section. We book it 6 or 7 weeks out. I guarantee you it wasn't already booked.
Yeah.
Like, no. Really, not even an apology. Did absolutely nothing at all for us.
No, Stripey Shirt did nothing.
Yes. I took a stand against Stripey Shirt. I wasn't obviously I wasn't present for the said conversation, but I took it on board to make sure that I went up to your lovely partner Prue, who was obviously having this conversation, who booked it, and I said, Prue, who do I need to speak to? She just looked at me. She's like, what are you going to fucking do?
And I said, that guy, without any knowledge.
And you said it's that guy, a guy who's strutting around like a $10 million cult with a fucking stripy shirt on. When in actual fact he's a midweek benchmark 50 gelding. This fella thought he was peacocking around. I was like, all right, I'll go speak to him. And you're like, mate, it's not him. He could have absolutely no idea. So not only could we not be in that private section in the boat shed, we couldn't even be in the boat shed because it was all booked out. So, and then they put us on some tables out in the normal pub, like the plebs pub.
Hey, we're on the kids' table.
We're on the bloody kids' table, and we couldn't order off the boat shed menu.
That was the whole reason why we were there.
Literally.
Shattered.
Oh, it's a big, big red cross against the regatta's name. So
after an enormous tick, it's like getting a tick in the first leg of the quaddy. You're like, look, things are looking up here.
Yep.
And then your 4 selections in the second leg all run last. Yeah. They deadhead for last. That's what's happened here. Because not only have they messed up our reservation, but the meals that we got, they were incredibly subpar. Sure, a medium rare steak, there's a bit of colour in it, but I don't need it. It's heart beating at the same time.
We don't want it mooing. We don't want it mooing on the plate.
This thing was mooing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I had a palmy because of that reason. I was like, I came here anticipating a delicious and succulent steak, and I don't want to be crestfallen at the end of it. So I just played it safe and got a palmy, which was fine. But yeah, the regatta, you are on notice.
Yeah.
And you might not ever have our business ever again. Not that you really care, but because you're owned by LH, which is just a big, enormous monster. Are they LH or are they privately owned still? I don't know. I actually don't care. I don't care. Whoever you are, you're on notice, especially stripy shirt guy.
Stripy shirt guy. Come on. You and your stripy shirted mates.
Yeah.
Be better.
Exactly.
Do better.
Yeah. You know, and after what was, you know, a pretty haphazard day on the punt, all in all, I'll put that Saturday in the stick it in the bin.
You know.
Sort of, it's always good to catch up with the crew though.
Oh yeah. It was a minor hiccup, let's be honest. But it was like the Randwick form, like those sequence of events. You basically, you know, you have a look. Oh, okay, it happened. You throw it out. You basically disregard it.
You move on. And yeah, look, I've moved on. But yeah, weekend, mate. You know, some great AFL finals.
Oof.
Best ever weekend of finals, you reckon?
Oh, hard to say, but
in your time,
basically all games were crackers.
Yeah,
like fell asleep during the Sydney one, so that's good. But the Brisbane game was obviously heartwarming.
Yeah, it was good.
Couldn't have happened to a better side.
Oh, you know,
Richmond.
Everyone had written them off.
Oh, myself included.
Yeah, me too. Nah, they did particularly well, mate. And you know, under Fags, you reckon that's their best win?
God, yeah. Because finals are different gravy.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like, yeah, then the Lions have proven that because they've won more home and away games than any other side over the last
X amount of seasons,
4 or 5 seasons, and they've probably lost the most of any other side in finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very promising. If they bring the same intensity and intent against the D's, look, it's a 70-point turnaround. Is that going to happen? I'm not 100% sure, but Petrarca's, you know, got a dodgy knee. So you never know. You never know. They look, this is their best chance against the D's and the G. But if they're to win the whole damn thing, they have to win 3 games at the G in a row.
And they haven't won there since
2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's an Everest they need to climb. But, you know, when there's not as much pressure, you know, because they've gotten through that first week and everyone's probably expecting them to lose again. So, you know, turn the tables.
Well, I think with the good people in Neds, there's succulent odds of about $3. So bet responsibly. But I believe if you put a head-to-head bet on in the AFL or the NRL finals this round and you're up by 20 points in the AFL or 6 points in the NRL, you get an early payout.
The good people in Neds doing good things. Who would have thought?
It's amazing.
Certainly I.
It's amazing stuff. So I think you can only have $50 on at any time to get that. But if you are going to have a punt on the AFL or NRL finals, give it a go. And bet responsibly.
Not? Yeah, you know, course. Why not? Back the truck up responsibly.
Yeah. All right, new segment. Saw this on TikTok by, I believe, another podcast, but sorry, boys. Can't remember who you are.
This isn't an original idea.
It's not, but it's a great idea.
Yeah. What are we going to call this segment? Because realistically, mate, we're not Zoomers, right? We're millennials, so we're not on the TikTok and all that sort of stuff. Like On the Drift is, and you know, we make sure we're trying to put out some content to try and grow this podcast.
We're not dancing on there though.
No, like
it's
we're not doing
the exact same content that you see on Instagram.
Exactly right. So we're trying to make this content specifically probably more tailored for TikTok.
Sure.
So could it be something to do with, you know, On the Drift attempt at being Zoomers or On the Drift's pitch to Zoomers, or I don't know.
No, it's called the On the Drift draft.
Because we're doing draft picks.
That's why. The On the Drift draft. Top 5. All right, so the premise is I have 5 draft picks. Jonesy has 5 draft picks. And then we have a different topic that we're going to pick from. So in this instance, milers, current milers in Australia.
Okay. So how are we going to determine who gets the first draft pick? Rock, paper, scissors?
I reckon Group 1 winner from last year, that's you. And without further ado, we'll do the On the Drift draft. First draft pick is... With the first pick of the draft, Declan Jones selects.
I'm going to select my guy, Animo.
Of course you are.
What about you, mate? Was he
Surely you got to give a reason. You can't just say that. Okay.
Do we want to take it from the top? That's terrible.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so look, number one pick, I'm going to go my guy, Animo. We saw first up in the Winx Stakes.
Yep.
He came home like a freight train on the non-preferred ground. 1,400 isn't his go. I reckon 16 to 2,000. He's the best horse in the country. Oh, gee whiz. It's going to be very hard to beat in any race he runs in for the rest of the spring.
Okay. All right. Oh, hello. Oh, I've got my draft pick in. Probably won't do that for all of them. But, all right. I select with my first pick in the draft, Zaki.
Oh, God, yeah. A worthy second draft pick.
Of course he is. So he's probably, at the moment, the second best horse in Australia behind Animo. But Annabelle Neesham thinks that this horse is a better miler than 2,000 metre horse.
I think he's a better miler, mate. It's a 50-50 for me to go him or Animo in a mile race. But I think 2,000 metres, Animo's got his measure.
Well, we'll see.
We will see very soon.
We will. But
licking your lips for that.
I am. But, hey, All-Star Mile winner, he's got it all. He's got it going on.
Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah.
All right, no more sounds. The second pick of the draft, Declan selects.
And you're going to laugh at this.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm thunderstruck.
You are such a fraud. You are such a fraud,
mate. His first up run was enormous in the Memsey.
Fucking fraud.
Doncaster place, All-Star Mile place, mate. I'm drafting to win. Do I think there's better horses in the country overall? Yes. But I'm going to take on Thunderstruck because I know he would have been your next pick.
That's the game you play. All right. My second pick, he's the form horse in Australia right now. That's Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, can't blame you.
So he's now got Way for Age, mile form, but it is a bit shaky because they were resuming stayers, but he's won at Doncaster. He's a bloody good horse.
Oh, mate, that was a dominant run in the fan.
Yeah.
Dominant. I think a mile is probably his go more so than 2,000.
Yeah, I think...
No shame in that.
Hey, no shame in that. That's fine. I reckon he's in the top 5 milers in Australia, so he has to go in the top 5 picks.
Okay, yep, so fair. My next pick in the draft is going to be a girl. Fangirl.
Fuck.
Beating you to the punch. Mate, she's got the Epsom written all over this girl. She's a genuine weight for age horse. Running home, second to Animo first up. She needs a dry deck.
She does.
But if she gets it, very hard to beat.
Fuck me dead. That's...
I'm just throwing you off completely.
You have. Oh, I'm going places I don't want to go. All right. Epsom winner, third pick, Cascadian. Has to be in there.
He's a good, solid miler.
Did he win the Epsom? No, he didn't.
No, he won the...
over 1,400.
Doncaster.
No. Mr. Brightside won the Doncaster. He won the all-aged.
He won the all-aged?
Yeah.
I swear he's won a handicap mile race. Maybe he hasn't.
I don't think so.
He's run third in the Cantala.
Yeah, like 3 times.
Literally like 3 times.
So he's going to try and win. His main target is the Champions Mile. So on McKinnon Day, Champions Day, whatever you call it, I think he's in the conversation.
Yep. Right. So this is my 4th pick on the Drift Miler draft. I'm going to go with a horse who I think is incredibly underrated. And that's Think It Over.
There you go. So you're putting an injured horse in.
Well, he's still a current horse.
Sure. You can have him.
But so when you're in the NBA and you draft players,
yeah,
you're not necessarily drafting a player who you think is going to be an immediate factor.
No, not necessarily.
You're drafting a little bit on potential and you know what you think's going to come. And I think he's going to be a player in the autumn.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You'd hope so. But all right, next one I'm going to pick. I have a funny one. I might leave him to last. Out of pure love and potential, Fireburn.
Oh, God, yeah.
So it's hilarious because I'm not even tipping her this weekend. I think there's a Godolphin horse that could actually knock her off and could actually be a better miler. But we'll see. They're talking Cox Plates about this girl.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I reckon Gary Portelli, he's a master trainer of 2-year-olds. Now, she's now a 3-year-old. I reckon she can go on with the job.
Mate, can't blame you at all. So my final pick on the draft is going to be more on potential than anything else. We saw him race up here in the winter, and that's Political Debate. Oof. Big raps on this guy. I don't think he was anywhere near mature enough in the JJ. I reckon 16 to 2,000, this horse is going to be a bit of a star as a 3-year-old. Plus those Cromwell Silks. Take him to the breeding barn. He's by So You Think. Fuck! So that's Political Debate for me. That's my top 5, mate.
All right, my last pick, and this is a bit of a shit take, but this guy has been trained as a 1,200-metre horse. And he has Milo written all over him. He's in the black book each time. That's Artorias. It's been the debate of this horse's career for the last 2 years. It's like, oh, this horse is going to get out to a mile. Oh no, he's not. He's a run-on sprinter. What is he? We've only seen him over the mile once, I believe.
Mate, yeah. I think we'll find out in the Golden Eagle. If that's where he's going, we'll find out.
Yeah, and he could blow him away.
He could blow him away and go straight to the breeding barn.
Or he'll run third.
Yeah, or he'll come screaming home for third.
The one I wish I had in there, which I forgot to put in, was a Western Empire. I feel like he was a massive oversight by both of us.
Who?
Western Empire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he could be anything. Anyway. But a lot of honourable mentions, but you can't draft everyone, mate.
So, the On the Drift draft. Good fun.
It was a little bit scuffed, but I'll take it.
Hey, it was fine. I reckon, I really want a fangirl. I thought I could have got her with my third pick. It's annoying.
I know I annoyed you with all my picks. You shouldn't have let me go first, mate.
I'm thunderstruck. That is just ridiculous chat.
Hey, mate,
ridiculous.
You can change your opinion on a horse. He's still not one of mine, but I think he is a horse with talent.
All right. Let's settle this once and for all and talk about the Group 1 Makybe Diva Stakes. 1,600, weight for age. On first look, I was disappointed by this field.
Yep.
8 acceptors.
Yep.
Not good enough. What is happening? It's not even in the quaddie. What is happening?
It's a really good question that you ask, mate. 8 acceptors. You've got, in a week's time, another mile race in Sydney where arguably our better horses are. The likes of Animo.
Yeah, but you're racing at Flemington on worst soft 5. What is happening?
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree. It's just the pattern, mate. It's just the pattern. No, yeah, it'd be lovely to see a bigger field and see him sweeping around the bend. It's just not the way it is anymore, mate.
I'm furious. Not furious.
Not in the quaddie is interesting though. Like they have the race super early.
Like race 5, typically they do that for say like an Underwood or something, where it's like 3 horses in the field and Winks is racing. So it's like, oh, there won't be as much betting turnover. Like I'm thunderstruck short, but he's not that short of a favourite.
He's not gonna start under black odds, mate. He'll start no shorter than $2. He might even drift.
Yeah, for sure. And to be fair, the Flemington card is a cracker.
It's a great card.
It is a great card. But I don't know. I feel like it's the feature race. It should be the feature leg. It should be race 7.
Yeah, I think so too.
Optimal punting time.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, on that note, what have you done for us lately? Us, the punters. You've got taxes changing here, taxes changing there, doing things like this to us. What have you done for us lately?
I'm looking at like footy schedules and seeing if that's got anything to do with it. I don't think it does.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I'm perplexed. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I'm Thunderstruck is the $2.40 favourite with the good people at Neds. 8 acceptors, as mentioned. You have I'm Thunderstruck, Cascadian, Regal Power, Alligator Blood, Moanga, Nonconformist, Western Empire, and She's Ideal, what's she doing there? But anyway.
She's Ideal in the Jerry Harvey silks, mate.
Yeah.
So they must have bought her. I had no idea.
Me neither.
Racing with Mara Eustace stable now. Will they be able to turn around? Don't
Interesting.
think so.
It'll be interesting. But I think the logical starting point is I'm Thunderstruck.
Without a doubt.
And since he's your second pick in the draft, please explain yourself now.
Well, based on that logic. He was coming home in the Memsey, mate. Look, is it a reflection on the other horses in that race not running up to par, or I'm Thunderstruck just being a cut above them as it stands right now? I'm leaning towards the latter, and he was fat as a bus last prep.
Yeah.
And if you look back through his prep, he's run really well without, threatening massively, I don't think, in most of his races, right? Which is probably what led me to believe, okay, you've won a Golden Eagle against your own age, mint, because that's a lot of cash for OTI. Boo. And he's won a 2-rack.
Yeah.
Which is a handicap race. So it's like, great, you're a Group 1 winner. That's awesome. But are you a genuine weight for age superstar like every Tom, Dick and Harry seems to be, talking you up as? No.
Sure.
God, no. Do you know who's a weight for age superstar?
Who?
Incentivize. Jewish. Very elegant. You know what I mean? Like, he's not there. Can he beat this lot? Yes. He can beat this lot. Alligator Blood. Love the blood. Who doesn't?
Surely not.
He leads. Easy. Timmy Clark comes back on board.
He confirmed on Twitter today.
He did.
He's going to lead.
Exactly. So he should from that gate.
Yeah.
Mate, he could just stack them up and just get home. The blood.
Thanks for coming.
Exactly right. Do you think he's more dynamic over 1,400 metres though? They're talking about a Cox plate, but is he that sort of horse?
I've never thought he has been. Like, if he can't win an Australian Guineas, and Super Seth came from the clouds, but
Great Silks.
Yeah. Great Silks. And that was when Alligator Blood was everyone's favourite horse. And then things changed.
Things changed real quick.
But it's like, if he can't do that against his own age, I know it's only one race, but come on.
He was enormous in the Stradbroke.
Come on.
Enormous.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's 1,400, 1,350, whatever it is.
Yeah. No, so fair. So fair.
I don't think he runs our mile.
Yeah, so fair. Look, Timmy Clark is one of the best front-running jockeys.
Oh, God, yeah.
In Australia. So he'll get every opportunity. He was held up in the straight in the Memsey, couldn't get clear by Ollie, but I think the only horse in that race who was going to go close to Snap Dancer was I'm Thunderstruck.
Agreed.
Alas, the evidence is there. From barrier 1, mate, do you reckon you've got Alligator Blood leads, Western Empire comes across, so you've got Western Empire maybe here, I'm Thunderstruck sort of sit just behind him?
Yeah, I'd say so. And we saw with I'm Thunderstruck's All-Star Mile, second placing, I believe. He took a sit about midfield, small field, inside barrier, doesn't matter. He'll be 3 the fence, but so long that straight. Man.
So long.
He's going to have gaps appear. He'll be fine.
Mate, and I love Mark Zara on board as opposed to your guy, Jai McNeil. Mark Zara's a Group 1 jockey, mate. Jai McNeil's not.
He won the Scobie Breesley medal. Breesley? So he won the Scobie?
Because he decided to stay in Melbourne so he could win the premiership, as opposed to coming up here where all the hard yakka happens in the Brisbane Winter Carnival, because he wanted to win the premiership. J-Mac doesn't give a shit about the premiership, mate. He cares about the money and the good horses. That's why he comes up here. So does Hugh. So does Hot Nash.
Yeah, Nash is hot.
Nash is hot, mate.
And you know who will go into quarantine just for one ride? That's Johnny Allen.
Johnny Allen will. 100% he will.
He's sold to the earth type.
Oh, I've got a lot of time for Johnny. Don't know if I have a lot of time for Jai.
So you're saying that Jai has soft hands?
Soft hands, Jai. Yeah, he's never worked a crowbar. He's never worked a shovel. He hasn't got a splinter that he's had to dig out of there before. No, Jai's a great jockey, but I just and he's riding the Cantala on Thunderstruck was incredible. But I like Mark Zahra as a jockey. He's a Group 1 jockey.
Turak, you said Cantala.
Sorry, Turak.
Yeah.
If I'm Thunderstruck doesn't win this, mate, straight stick it in the bin. For me, I don't think I'll ever back him ever again.
So
he has to win this, mate. He has to.
He's your on toppy.
Yeah, evidently.
Well, yeah. Well, I backed Western Empire first up, but yeah, he was flat. He was flat.
He had every opportunity, mate, as well.
And he got the one redeeming quality about him was he got truckloaded in. He started favourite.
Yeah.
So there was market support for him. So I thought he might have, raced a little bit better. And I was confident with my bet on my Neds app because I was like, oh, people agree with me. And then he kind of flopped. But I'm Thunderstruck. As you said, fat as a bus last to prep. Come back way fitter. He's gonna put them away here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think this could be a 2 or 3 length job.
Yeah, I think so. Cascadian is the one that spooks me.
He is. He's going to be back of the field in a small field.
I don't think that's honestly, they're going to be closer.
That's what I mean. Back of the field in a small field. So, but I think on Thunderstruck has almost as brilliant a turn of foot at the end of a race as Cascadian does, and he gets himself into better positions.
I agree.
Western Empire, look, wouldn't shock, but no thanks. Nonconformist, I think, will be sharp, but no thanks. Mwanga, could he shock? He ran second in this race last year to incentivise. Or do you think he's done?
He's done.
He wants to fuck.
Yeah. Mate, there's a curse this spring. Any horse that changes silks and
yes,
they're in the bin, mate.
Away game, Tefane.
Now, there's a common trend there, and we raised it, and that's why I didn't have Tefane as my top selection.
She didn't want to be out there, mate. She wants to be a mum. Good on her. Four-time Group 1 winner.
So, by my thinking, alligator blood is no good. Best of Bordeaux is no good. She's Ideal's no good.
Oh, wowee. There's a few, isn't there?
No good.
There's a few, isn't there? Wowee.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I think after this race, Mwanga, he's going to fuck. He'll be fucking. Good on him, mate. Like I said last week, he's got a date with the paddock and the paddock has a date with him. The paddock's calling his name.
I agree. And it's good to see.
He's going to be fucking like, Richie Mwanga in that disabled toilet in the airport. It actually happened.
Hey, we're just spitting facts.
Yep. Like we said, we're not picking winners, but we're picking grinners.
If I was to have a same race multi with the good people at Neds in this race, the way I'd play it, right, is I reckon I'd go, I'm looking for value, right?
Without a doubt.
I reckon I'd go, I'm Thunderstruck top 2. I could even go in first.
Just one out.
I reckon one out. But then, nonconformist, as you mentioned, I think he's the big roughie who will have a flashing light. And I might even have a look at the futures markets for him in the Caulfield Cup. Ran second in it last year, and it's going to be a thin field, no internationals.
Without a doubt. Only beaten by one of the best performances I've ever seen by Incentivise last year.
So back to my Ned's same race multi. So I'm Thunderstruck first. Nonconformist running in the top 4. I reckon that's good value for the Makybe Diva stakes, mate.
Agreed.
So drifters, with the Ned same race multis, you can select 2 to 4 runners to finish anywhere inside the top 4. It's available on all 3 racing codes, on all racing meetings across the planet. So if you give it a go, do it with Neds, but please do it responsibly.
Do it responsibly.
Drifter of the week, Martin Kelleher, if that is indeed how you pronounce your last name, bro.
Yeah, Kelleher.
He had an outstanding tipping performance to win the tipping comp Drifter of the Week on the Drift tipping competition pack.
Yeah, where's he from, the big fella?
Coffs Harbour.
Yeah, look, we're spreading far and wide.
Yeah, we're spreading our little wings.
Yep. We're spreading greens, not wins.
So I'm thunderstruck. He agrees with us, and it's his best bet of the day.
Yeah, look.
Can't argue with
that.
You really can't. So I like the cards in Melbourne and in Sydney. I've got a fair few to get through.
Yeah, agreed, mate. I'll follow your lead.
All right, so I'm going to start at Flemington. Pardon me. Race 3, number 6, Ojai. Been all over this filly. Basically, after she ran fourth or fifth at about $100 in the Golden Slipper, I was like, "What is this thing? This might be the best Godolphin horse of the lot of their 2-year-olds." She just couldn't quite. She didn't have enough straight to work with last start. But I'm loving you. I feel like that form's kind of held up a bit. She looked like the winner.
She did, yeah. She was pretty good.
Yeah, she wasn't too bad. But I think Ojai has a fantastic turn of foot. I reckon she'll be even better out to 1,600. So I reckon she could even be my 1,000 guineas horse. But Flemington, 1,400, looks cherry ripe. It's about the $6 on offer. Beautiful play. I think Gennady is the horse I really want to watch, though.
Oh, yeah. In secret's been scratched from this race. Racing in Sydney. But, yeah, look, that's a watch race for me, mate.
Beautiful. Do you have one?
In Flemington, yeah, there's a few that I like. If we were going to go to race 9, I believe.
Yes.
There's one I know you like for a fact in there.
All right.
I won't steal your thunder. You go for it.
All right. Race 9, number 3, Tijuana. Outstanding finish last start. This horse also might be a Flemington horse. I think he won on Anzac Day this year, and he absolutely dominated that. And he can sit on speed or off them. I wouldn't mind seeing him just midfield. Has a great turn of foot for about 200 metres. If he's 3 to 4 lengths off him entering the straight, I reckon it'll be far too strong. The good roughie in this race, Dual Acceptor. So he's accepted in race 6 in Sydney, has that Kaibu form. Kaibu. Is Basquiat.
Fuck, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Beaten a couple lengths that race, but Kaibu was great.
Oh, he was beaten about 6, but I don't mind the look of this thing. He has some actually pretty smart form behind him last prep. So he's about $20 in this race, but I reckon he might be staying in Sydney, and he's about $15 in Sydney. So I could probably have a couple of plays there because there is another one in that race that I like.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind Fast Witness in that race, mate. The Martin Eustace thing. Ran really well last start, beating Charlemagne home. It came out and won on the weekend, and I was on him. So, yeah, I do admit Tijuana was a big eye catcher. So I like Fast Witness in this race. I'll probably play in the exotics with my Neds up.
Lovely.
But I'll do it responsibly.
Do you have any more at Flemo?
No, that's it for Flemo.
All
it's look, there is a few things that I'll watch, but won't dive in.
All right. I have a roughie for the weekend. Race 4. Now there's another horse here that Coolmore have sold. Race 6, Head of State. Not him. Definitely not him. But number 12, Pink Ivory. Now I couldn't believe the price they put up about this girl. She's a 4-year-old mare now, but $10 I feel like is overs. Johnny Sargent, Willie Pike. She'll get back in the run, I'd say. So if they can run on, fair play. But she's out to a distance that suits her, the 1,800. But she started $6 in the Australian Oaks. So I feel like, and nothing could run on that day.
No.
So I feel like she's a nice play at $10.
Yeah, it's funny watching Head of State in that race. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, my last bet of the day is outside of my best, which I haven't even got on here. All right, my last bet outside of my, so I'm betting
Left, right, and centre.
I'm betting this weekend is race 6, number 5, Golden Mile. So this colt has some talent. He has a lot of talent. So I believe he actually, let me look back. Yeah, he beat King's Consort in a maiden, and that horse it's actually run about 8 times as a 2 or 3-year-old. Has some talent. I'm a fan. And this thing was only just behind Kaibu, and I think he will be fast 2 strong here. Barrier 2 is a little bit tricky. Don't know where he gets from there, but I think he looks a bet in this race for me. And Basquiat, top 4 as well.
Okay. I like this confidence from you.
Yeah.
I've got another bet. It's not my best of the day. Race 8 in Rose Hill. There's a big watch on a few horses here looking for like an Epsom, like an Ellsberg or a Mr. Mozart. Looks to be a stack of early speed in this race, and I think they might just put a bit too much pressure on each other. And there's a mare who I've backed countless times and is very hard to catch, but that's number 10, Jamea. Draws a barrier here. Sit just behind him, $8.50 with Neds. Pounce over the top, 1,300 metres, right in her wheelhouse.
All right. Everyone, chuck in Kementari to your quaddie.
Yeah.
I was keen on him in the Melbourne race, and then he got scratched. They decided to take him here. I think this horse, his last 12 months, mate,
He's been a good quality horse,
very,
mate.
very good. Not your Group 1 level, but step below, which this is. He's a great chance over the odds at 12s. All right, best of the day.
Best of the day, and look, if we're playing on a really heavy deck, then no. But if we're playing anything from like a soft 7 or better, yes. And that is Rose Hill, race 9, number 6, Espiona.
Wow.
Mate, I don't think you'll see $3.40 for her ever again with Neds.
This has to be line in the sand time.
Has to be line in the sand. But I just know that the stable is such a big fan of this girl. And for her, she's brilliant enough over 1,200 metres. She's also got the acceleration. I think she's going to be a sprinter miler type, which, you know, is rare to see. But I think, especially in those sort of fillies and mares races, I think she's going to be a feature for a long time, mate. But the key to her, she can't have any cut in the ground. She needs it to be dry, but she can handle like a soft 5, soft 6. So if it gets worse, I think there's a little bit of rain forecast, but I'm hoping that it's holds up pretty well. Oh, man, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets crunched on game day if the track holds up. Stable mail is positive. J-Mac on board, 55 keggies. Sheesh. Find a spot and just go bang.
There you go. Devil's advocate. Shades of Rose.
Shades of Rose, the Bjorn Baker thing. Yeah, she's a good mare. She steps up to black type for the first time. She's been running pretty well, running time. Draws the wide gate. I think she might just get found out here.
Beat the boys last start.
Yeah.
Beat Moutai. Decent horse. You know, against her own age here. Own sex, you know. I think.
Happy to take her on.
Yeah. I also thought Startantes was a stupid price at $17.
Yeah, top weight. But yeah, stupid price. Group 1 winner last start. That's a stupid price.
Yeah, IMO. Yeah. And if it is wet, she could be the one they come for because she loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Loves it sloppy, I heard.
Yeah. Yep. That's what they say. Flemington, race 7, number 5, Kiss on All 4 Cheeks.
It's a great bet, mate.
$4 you're getting. This girl is a Flemington horse if I've ever seen one.
Oh, God, yeah.
She loves the big sweeping plains, mate. She needs room. She's going to get it, and she's going to be far too strong at the end of the race, and she's going to win.
Mate, yeah, she goes well fresh as well.
I think she's undefeated second up, or she's lost. She comes second in one of them. You know, obviously different gravy here. One of her most difficult tests to date, but she has Western Empire form.
That's good form.
That's fantastic form. I think she'll get crunched on the day. Drifter of the week. Also likes number 6 Flying Mascot in this race. So, and he actually did like another one, which was his next best, which was in Morphettville.
Wowee.
It was.
The track which must not be named.
So, His next best of the day is Morpheville Race 2, number 2, okay to play. Okay to pay, sorry. Okay to pay. Just one moment as I get it up in my form guide.
$4.20 with Neds.
$4.20, bro. All right. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't really know my Adelaide form.
Sure, it's filled a lot of people listening with a stack of confidence in this horse. But if the drifter of the week who had a blinder last weekend is on, then by all means.
Gotcha.
By all means. Question I have for you. Tipping comp. Are we going to play in Sydney or are we going to play in Flemington with the G1?
Has to be G1. We're a G1 podcast.
Plus, we love Flemington on this podcast.
Gotcha. And the undercard is sensational.
Sensational.
From go to woe, you have 3-year-old sprinters right at the start who God knows what they're doing down the straight.
Oh, Dool's a big watch in that race.
Yeah.
Could be a cool more horse.
Oh, he's there. What do they put up? $5?
Oh, she's skinny. He is. But yeah, she's a skinny price.
One for futures, actually, Golden Mile in the Caulfield Guineas, it's $31 at the moment. If it comes out and wins this, I feel like they're going to come down to Melbourne and have a look at that race.
One of my favourites.
So, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. What are you doing this weekend?
Mate, I'm taking it easy. Very easy. I've been a busy boy. Big last few months. Whilst the tank is usually pretty full for social outings, it's starting to run on empty. Fumes, smoke. So I need to go to the petrol station. I was going to say gas station. I'm not fucking American. Anyway, I was going to go to the petrol station, the servo, and fill up the tank this weekend. I'll be parked on my couch watching every single race and every single minute this weekend. I cannot wait.
Love that for you. And you're feeding my gelding, which is fantastic.
I am feeding the big boy. Be good to give him a pat and a big whack on the bum. You're flying up northwards, mate.
I am going to Hamilton. No. Why do I keep saying that? It could be the same place. I don't know Northern Queensland that well. Going to the Whitsundays this weekend for a lunch.
That's what we do on this podcast as well.
Yep.
If you haven't noticed already, based on the multitude of sponsors that we have, we're absolutely rolling in cash. It doesn't matter that we don't pick winners very often.
No.
When you got consistent annuity like this, hey, we've got the money to be able to get a private jet and go up to the Whitsundays for lunch and fly back down. That's how we roll.
Hey, if I don't have a good day on the punt, I can just eat the bareback biltong here, and I'm sustained.
Yeah, we've got plenty of Gage Roads piss to keep us full.
Yeah, quenched. Our thirst.
Quenched. That's what I was looking for.
But yeah, bareback biltong promo code's still working. It is
Drifters 20.
Drifters 20. It's in our show notes if you want to use. And tipping comp is updated in the show notes as well. So just go there or see our link in bio as well. Tipping comp results might be a little bit delayed. They also might not be. We'll see.
We'll see. And I'm sure the Drifters will be waiting patiently for their chance to win a bunch of prizes from Neds, Gage Roads, and from bareback biltong. But more importantly, an on the drift cord cap.
Oh, God, yeah.
As you can see over there.
Isn't it good?
It's glorious.
It's great. Gets better with age.
Limited edition. The amount of people who came up to us at the regatta and said, "G'day, Hut Show and DJ, love your podcast.
Yeah.
Can we please have a hat?" We said, please.
Did you enter the tipping comp and win it?
Enter our tipping comp and win it. And change that stripy shirt to a normal one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I just realised OTI Silk's a stripy. Oh, no.
Yeah, but he was vertical.
Yeah.
They're horizontal. It's fine.
Stripes are stripes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Drifters. See you later.
Good luck.